Hello and welcome to this recap video for our Tango in a Day course held in the Taliesin Create Studio on Saturday the 22nd of October 2022, which I think will probably be the last one for this year. So we'll be back with another one of these in January. So in this recap we're going to go through everything we covered today, or at least as much as we can remember. We started off with Tango posture. So again, now leaning forward, having a slight flex in the knees. From here we went into the embrace, so we have a slight L shape. We now have a close embrace when there's contact, or an open embrace when there's a space between our chests. The right hand for the leader comes around the back of the follower's back as far around as is comfortable. The follower's left arm also comes around the leader's back as far as is comfortable. The hand comes into the middle of the embrace, our elbows are down, and there's just enough tone to keep them in position. And if I move my chest, my arms move from my chest, they're not moving independently. The leader looks over the follower's right shoulder, and the follower can either look over the leader's right shoulder or slightly incline their head towards the leader's chest, because this is where all the information has come from. So we start off by rocking our weight in the band sail to tell the follower which foot the leader wants weighted and which they want to be the free leg. So I've paused on my right leg, so my left leg is free. I can now choose where her leg goes by moving my chest. So if I move my chest forward, that leg is going to go backwards, allowing me to step into the space and really go for a walk. I can modify a walk with side steps, so I can step to the side, my chest will go to the side, leaving the follower to the side. I can make these steps big or small, quick or slow, and I can do this with my forward steps as well, so I can make them slower or quicker. We can also do rock steps by transferring the weight forward and rocking them back, which is a good way to emphasise double time in the music. We also discussed listening to the music to try and hear what was going on with the rhythms and the melodies, and then interpreting those as you see fit. In workshop 1, we went into the outside system of walking, so we took a side step to the left. We twisted our chest to face our follower, and the follower twisted their chest to face the leader, and the leader could then walk outside. And then when we were ready to come inside again, I stepped forward and across with my left foot, step to the side, close together, and I'm ready to go off. I don't have to change weight when I close together. It's up to the people dancing. I could technically also continue walking out while coming out of the outside system of walking. In workshop 2 and 3, we concentrated a lot on heroes. So we built up the lead for heroes with the leader initially just stepping around in a circle, and the follower stepping around, concentrating on getting side steps, and when she steps forward, she's arching her foot around to keep the chest with the leader and also facilitate the pivot around, so she gets him back in front of the leader's chest with every motion, and definitely making sure the side step is taking her from one side of the leader to the other. The leaders could then pivot the follower into a back step instead of a forward step, and again we can then build up the usual hero pattern of forward, side, back, side. We then looked at reversing the motion at any point, so if we're rotated anti-clockwise, I could stop her in the side step, rebound her back, and then go into clockwise hero. Or what I could do is stop her in the pivot phase, so if she's pivoting around into this forward step, I can rebound her back and pivot her backwards, or I can take her into ochos by over-pivoting her to change her direction. And this is another way of changing direction within the hero. For the leaders, we looked at a different way of actually making yourself rotate, which was the lapis and enroste. So we were sweeping our legs behind, getting it into a back cross, unfurling it, and then being able to do another one, which would look something like this. And then we can walk out whenever we wish from there. We then moved on to workshop 3 after lunch, and we looked at what happened where if the leader moved his free leg in between the follower's legs. So we started off with that sweep, so with his, leading the follower around into a forward step around the leader. First of all, we found out what happens if the leader steps just behind the follower's foot before she transfers her weight onto it. and steps on and just leads it up in front into this front Boleo. Second, we looked at what happens if the leader steps through closer to the trailing leg, and what happens then is we end up stepping around the follower and getting a bigger pivot. We could combine these together, so I could go sweep, Boleo, Sacada and pivot. We also looked at how to get a gancho from this. So again, from my sweep, putting my leg in between the followers. This time I'm just going to twist my chest back and to the right and also pivot on the balls of my feet so I get my space to my knees. And this is going to cause the follower to hook or gancho the leader's leg. She's not clamping, she's giving this free leg movement, and she's only doing this movement if the leader hasn't led it, because otherwise she'll end up kicking in the knee. And we finally finished off our workshop by just letting people have a go and seeing what happens if you do these type of motions at different phases in the hero. So that was the side step phase, we went out a bit of space there, but that's the back step phase. So you can do it from all these as well. So that was the end of the Tango workshops, and the final workshop today was on Milongas. So we talked about where Milonga came from, how it relates to Chenyenge, how it can be used to travel sideways around the room, how it's normally a little bit quicker, so you take smaller steps. It's advantageous to dance it on the balls of your feet. You normally lift the feet up as well. So we start off with a Milonga box pattern of a back step for leader, side, a walk outside, walk in line, side, close, change of weight, and then doing your box. We talked about doing it on a steady rhythm and trusting rhythm, so speeding it up and slowing it down. Adding the box steps that can change height, make it travel sideways, or even go around in circles. We also discussed adding extra side steps in. So for any side step, we can do multiple side steps. We talk about not blocking the hips. And finally, we added in trapezies by stepping to the side, hop, transferring the weight, then bring it back, so you get like this rebound up there to the side. And I think that's pretty much everything we've covered today. So thank you all for coming, and hopefully we'll see you again in classes, the festival, Milongas, workshops, and anything else we run. Thank you for watching this Urban Tango Nights recap. If you like these videos, please subscribe to our channel by clicking the logo. You can find more of our class summaries down here and other videos of us dancing tango over here. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Meetup. Links are in the description below, and you can also subscribe to our newsletter using the link below.